Here we go. Child's Toy Part 3. We're going to make the two legs, and I want to do this in a very specific way where we make one component and then mirror it over to the other side. In order to mirror things, you need a plane or a surface to mirror it on. So the first step is to put a plane going right down the middle of our overall part. And I think it'll be easier if we make these pegs kind of invisible for a minute. So over here in your components, you can turn off the eyeballs next to those pegs and make them all invisible. All right, we're going to throw a plane right down the center here. And the way you do that is you click Construct, and you'll see the planes pop up. There's lots of different ways you can put planes in, and we'll choose mid-plane. Okay? So we want to click this end, and then spin your view using the cube and click the opposite end. And you'll see that there's a plane now right down the middle. Excellent. Click the little house to go back to home view. We're going to make one of these legs. So how do I want to do this? Well, I'm going to click Sketch, and I'm going to click on this little face right here. It lines me up with an orthographic view. And I'm going to go ahead and make a rectangle. Just start it up here and drag it down here. So now I've got a cool rectangle. I'm going to go ahead and dimension this rectangle now. So here we go. Turn on dimension. This overall width is just like the platform, 0.75. The distance from here to here is half of that. So we could say 0.75 divided by 2. And that moves it over a little bit. And then we got to get the right height and depth, right? So how about from the top to the surface, we make that 1.5. That moves everything down. And then the overall height, that's a little tall. Let's make it 4 inches tall. That's a little bit short. So let's make it, I just double clicked on the numbers, 4.5 inches tall. Okay, that looks about what we saw in the picture. And before we move on too far, I'm going to go ahead and just project this and this and this. Okay, I'm just projecting these sides, maybe. Cancel. Oh, I'm still in dimension. What a noob. All right, project this and this and this. Project everything. Just project it. Finish the sketch. So now we've got this. We're going to change this into a leg. So click Extrude and select and deselect. So, and then the distance is the overall width here, and I think that was 3 inches. So that's good. And instead of join, we're going to make it, guess what? A new component. Okay. So now we've got one leg all by itself. Let's call it leg. I don't know. Support. I don't know what you would call it. And let's go ahead and change the appearance before we get too far. So we'll turn on appearance, and let's use a nice mahogany wood there. All right. So now we've got, man, that looks pretty cool. So we've got one, and for differentiation's sake, we've changed the color. We're going to do what's called a mirror operation, where we copy this over to the other side in a mirror fashion. And this is a good example of a stereo image. And so if you look at your hands, if you look at the palms of your hands, your thumbs are facing away from each other. Your hands are a lot alike each other. They're just a stereo image of each other. So when we do this mirror, this notch that's gripping onto the platform won't be facing that direction. It'll be facing towards the other side. And how does that work? Well, under Create at the bottom, you have a thing called Mirror. And so what do we want to mirror? We want to mirror a component. And here's the component we want to mirror. And then we come down to this. What plane do we want to use? We want to use the plane that we stuck in there. And it's just that easy, folks. Now you've got your leg and your mirrored leg. And maybe that little plane is bothering you. So to make that invisible, you can go under construction and just turn off the eyeball next to construction. Okay, game over on this video. For the next video, we're going to make the mallet, and that's interesting too. Let's turn these back on. Yeah, very good.